In today's financial news, we turn our focus to the US dollar, the cornerstone of global trade and finance. Its strength, fluctuations, and the policies governing it have far-reaching implications, not just for the United States, but for the entire world economy. Amidst a backdrop of economic shifts and monetary policy adjustments, we delve into a critical strategy employed by the Federal Reserve, quantitative tightening, QT, and a fascinating twist in financial strategy known as liquidity sterilization. Stay with us as we unravel how these maneuvers are reshaping the landscape of global finance. The Federal Reserve is currently in the midst of a high-stakes game known as quantitative tightening, QT, where they're no longer reinvesting in the bonds they gobbled up. Instead, they're letting those bonds naturally roll off their balance sheet as they mature. It's like watching a high-stakes poker game, but with global economic implications. Now in the standard QT playbook, the Fed trims its bond holdings, the government issues more bonds, which the private sector has to gobble up, and banks find themselves in a liquidity squeeze as they soak up all these government bonds. It's a double whammy that tightens the financial screws. But here's the plot twist, folks. Since 2023, we've been witnessing a jaw-dropping move, a financial ninja move, if you will, known as liquidity sterilization. Janet Yellen, the mastermind behind this cunning strategy, has steered the Treasury ship towards issuing more T-bills, Treasury bills, rather than long bonds. These T-bills now make up a whopping 20% of the suggested share of U.S. marketable debt. It's like she's playing 4D chess with the economy. Here's where it gets really interesting. By showering the market with T-bills, the Treasury is essentially feeding voracious money market funds, MMS, that have heaps of cash stashed away at the Reserve Repo Facility, RRP. And this, my friends, is where the liquidity sterilization magic happens. Those MMFs eagerly lap up the new T-bill issuance, keeping liquidity levels in the system intact. It's as if they found a way to have their cake and eat it too. In this liquidity sterilization twist, QT doesn't follow its usual script. 1. Liquidity doesn't get drained, it's a liquidity party. 2. The private sector doesn't have to bear the burden of absorbing those pesky long-term bonds. Now, the million-dollar question is whether Janet Yellen will stick to her cunning strategy or switch gears in the upcoming quarterly refunding announcement. Will she continue to sprinkle T-bills or unleash a torrent of long bond issuance onto the unsuspecting private sector? To know more about economy and financial markets, like, share, and subscribe to Markets with Forex Sim.